What's going on, guys? This is Chris, Tubo Addict, Gray Matter Splatter, whatever you want to call it. We're out here in the 335 taking a cruise, and I wanted to talk about a topic today, man. Alright, I wanted to talk about a topic. We're out here just cruising it. We got the nice desert view going on, and that's adorable. Today, what I wanted to talk about, the topic was fucking death and people dying. I don't just mean death as in fucking, grandma's old, she's on the way out. I don't want to talk about sudden death either. I don't want to talk about some shit that, you're sleeping, which is I've had occur to me before, where you're fucking sleeping. Let's see what we got here. The boonies. I don't mean just shit like, sudden death, or you wake up in the middle of the night, to your mama on the phone, scream at the top of her lungs because the love of her life just fucking died suddenly, unexpectedly. I'm talking about death where you're there watching the shit unfold and a person is taking their last breath before fucking ditching their human body and going into an immortal type scenario, or nothing at all. I was brought up a Christian, so I believe that, when you die, you're either going to heaven or hell. But I see both sides of that, But I don't want to argue all that because I have a bias, and that's not fair. Alright, well, if you watched any of my videos before, you might know that I work at a hospital. And I'm no stranger to death. We've seen it there before. I've worked in rooms with dead bodies in them before. Shit's got to get fixed, and it doesn't matter. It just don't matter. The body's covered up. The curtains are drawn. You don't have to see it, but it's there. But today was my first experience in over 4 years, recently over 4 years at my current facility, where I was 20, 30 feet max away from a person dying in real time, taking their last breath, fighting for survival. I was on my lunch break, and I heard an alarm going off, so naturally I assumed that it was the fire alarm. So I went running over to my fire panels to figure out what zone it was, all that stuff. Hold on, we're gonna pass this little buggy. Check out the speedo on this. I mean, it's not as cold as it usually is, but damn, this bitch is still nasty, dude. This bitch is still fucking disgusting, man. We'll call it good there. So anyways, it wasn't the fire alarm. It was the AED box. For those of you that don't know, hospitals and hallways and shit like that, you have basically the AED box, which is a defibrillator. And it has a key so you can open it, but if it's an extreme life or death emergency, you yank the handle and a loud alarm sounds, notifying other nurses and people in the healthcare profession that you need to get your ass down there and help out because somebody's fucking dying. They need the paddles. So that's what it was, and it was easy for me to track down what room that it was, where the shit was taking place. And now my job now is, I know what's going on. I can hear CPR being administered in the room. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I can hear the bed squeaking and shaking from the amount of pressure that they're putting, onto the patient. Trying to get their heart rate, the rhythm back to normal and get them breathing again. And I'm fucking 20 foot away, hearing all of it going down. Now my job is to be in the hallway. I need to make sure that hallway is clear, because when we have additional emergency services and personnel showing up to respond, that hallway needs to be clear so they can get in and out as quick as possible. It took them about 10 minutes to get there while nurses rotated doing CPR. I'm not going to say any names or conditions because patient privacy. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is where I come from. So anyway, so the patient's pretty much trying to be stabilized by the nurses. And, you know, we get the, you know, the additional emergency responders that come in. And, you know, they start working. They're not saving the patient. They can't do it. You know, they're zapping the patient. You know, they're administering CPR. It's just not working. You know, we have a second team of kind of like a crash cart scenario come into play, where these are the life-saving people. You know, this is their specialty. Maybe the nurses that weren't there before, that wasn't their specialty. They had a different specialty. But they were still trained in basic, you know, life support type events, so they can keep a patient alive until the correct person gets there. Well, the correct people were there and did everything that they can do. I'm talking, these guys were literally doing CPR on this patient for over an hour while administering all sorts of drugs, shots, you know what I mean, medications, the paddles, different kinds of paddles. And, you know, after about an hour, somewhere after 12 p.m., that's when they called it. You know what I mean? All the equipment came out of the room, all used up and in disarray, and, you know, now there's a dead patient in that room. I'm not a fucking nurse, dude. I work at a hospital, but I'm a maintenance technician. And today I was 20 feet away from a dying person that didn't come back. You know, I imagine it's hard on the nurses too, and the life-saving technicians that were there, because that's their job, was to save this person. And believe me, they did everything they could. They really did. They did everything they can do. But when it's your time, it's your time. And today was a really fucked up day for me. Because, like I said, I've experienced death that you see coming. You know it's coming. I had an uncle that we knew it. You know, it's a matter of time. You know, we knew last, you know, when we went down and saw him, that would be the last time we saw him. You know, and I think he died the same day after we left. You know, and I've had the sudden dealio where, you know, like I said, I wake up in the middle of the night to hear my mama scream because the love of her life was dead. But to actually be there while a man was fighting for his life and people were fighting for his life and still lose that battle brought up so much shit from my past. Like, it really did. You know, I might not be a good storyteller, but I just kind of wanted to get this out there, you know, like seeing some shit that does kind of keep things into perspective. I mean, you never know when it's going to be your time to go or somebody else's time to go. I mean, think about it. I come from a large family, man. I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters, you know, but everybody else in this family is dead. I got no aunts, no uncles, no grandparents from either side, my mom or my dad's side. There ain't nobody left. That's why we all live as close to mom as we can. You know, we're all just, you know, I'm in the same city. You know, my brother's an hour away, but the rest of the family's up here. And you think about it, the larger your family is, the higher the odds are that something bad's gonna happen one day. You know, it's just odds. You know, whether it's car wreck or terrible disease, and the odds are large in my family too. You know, I figure I got 3 brothers and 3 sisters. Out of the 7 kids my mom had, I mean, it's bound that, you know, some bad shit's gonna happen to at least one of us. You know, so just love the people you love, man, and let them know you love them. You know, because you never know when it's gonna be too late. I was so confident they were gonna save this man's life. Like, dude, this is fucking 2018. You know, we have some of the most advanced medical technology and knowledge around these days. Like, surely they can save this guy's life. You know, they'll be able to get it, but they couldn't, man. They couldn't. And that's how I know I'm not meant for that kind of career, because I'll have trouble sleeping tonight knowing I was 20 feet away from the man that just passed. And these people do this on a daily basis. You know, oh shit, he's dead. I don't know, man. Love who you love. Let them know you love them. And see you guys some other time.